Which one is the Xbox Series X version and which one is the PlayStation 5 version? I'm not going to tell you almost until the end of this video. You decide, the one on the left, the one on the right, which one is the PlayStation 5, which one is the Xbox Series X. The video and the purpose of it is to tell you that a lot of times we hyper focus in on these small differences that most gamers, when they're sitting down playing a game in front of their huge 4K television sets, all we really do is look. We look at a video game. We don't look at it through the eyes of Digital Foundry. We don't look at it through the eyes of, is it 2160 or 1440 or is it 1786/40 frames per second here, 50 frames per second here. Sometimes the differences are a 2 to 4 frame per second difference within a millisecond in a frame. So as a gamer playing for over 40 years, I just purchase games, bring them home, turn them on and say, wow, look how great this game looks. And I think that is really what most people do. And that's the point of this comparison. Both of these games look incredible. I played the original way back when on the GameCube, and the PlayStation 2 version is rough, but if you had a PlayStation 2, you had to have Resident Evil 4. And I feel like if you had to ask, and I had to tell somebody, I would say one of these games on one of these systems looks like a painting in the way that the colors are a bit softer. Everything is a bit softer, not different bad, just different. The other one is much sharper, much cleaner. I would call it, or I call it, like the hospital effect. You know, when you walk into a hospital and everything is so sanitized to the point where sometimes you can't wait to just get the hell out of there. That's a good thing though, because turns out one of these games runs at a higher resolution in a particular mode, and one of these games doesn't in a particular mode. Both modes in these videos is the resolution mode with ray tracing turned on, chromatic aberration turned on, that hair effect is turned off, and this is the result. I will say that I'm having a great time playing this game, and I also will say that the one system that I notice that has the edge in terms of just clarity when it comes to the image, if you're going to get nitpicky, I would say, and I got to be honest with you guys here, you know, I don't have a dog in this race when it comes to YouTube. So that is the Xbox Series X version, and that is the version on the right. Yes, the version on the right appears to me, when I'm sitting down playing it, to just be a little bit sharper. And it does turn out that, according to people doing these tests when it comes to these games like Digital Foundry, turns out in the resolution mode with ray tracing turned on, chromatic aberration, all that crap, turns out that the Xbox Series X does run at a higher resolution in that mode, and the PlayStation 5 on the left is slightly lower. Now the PlayStation 5 seems to have an edge when it comes to like frame rate in certain instances, but again, the same way where we're comparing this resolution and we're making it so much better versus the PlayStation 5 version, or the frame rate and it's so much better versus the Xbox Series X version, these differences are really small when it comes to just average people playing this video game and enjoying it. So you're getting a 2 to 4 frames per second difference sometimes within a millisecond as you run through a frame in the game. And, you know, if you notice it or you don't notice it, I don't know. But in terms of, you know, just playing the game, I'm not seeing a huge difference to like make you upset if you only have an Xbox Series X or you only have a PlayStation 5. I think that this game is absolutely phenomenal either way. Now on the PlayStation 5, the DualSense controller, and this is my personal opinion here, it's my preference when I use it, those haptic triggers and the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback, that makes a huge difference. You can feel every weapon. There's tension in the right trigger. You can hear through that little speaker not only the communication that you're doing, but you also hear each weapon load. It just makes a difference in terms of that immersion factor. So I do like using that. But, you know, when it comes to like these major differences, I don't think that it's that big a deal. Yes, you're getting higher resolution. Yes, you're getting higher frame rate. Why did I pick that graphics mode? Well, these are next gen consoles. We're buying them for an upgrade. So I went all out. I want the highest resolution. I want all of the graphical features. I want that ray tracing turned on. I want all of that stuff. And that's what you're getting with these two comparisons here. And when it comes to the PlayStation 5, I feel like it's a softer image. It's more of a subtle, softer tone when it comes to the colors. Whether or not that's because the system is weaker or stronger or the developer didn't optimize it, I don't know. But I think when you sit down and you play this game, which is what most people do, most people don't go into the store and say, I want Resident Evil. Can you tell me if it's 48.6 frames per second within 1/10 of a second in this one frame versus the Xbox version, please? Just doesn't happen. So when I'm sitting down looking at these two games, you can't go wrong either way. I've got both versions of it. Again, my own personal preference would be the PlayStation 5 for that DualSense and those features. Let me know what you think about Resident Evil 4. Did you play the original on the GameCube? I feel like the original still is better. I don't know why. And you can play the original, the GameCube version upscaled through backwards compatibility on the Xbox and the PlayStation. You can purchase that. That's a great play, but this is a great game. Reborn again. Hope you're enjoying it. Let me know down there in the comment section below. If you would, think about liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.